All right, well, hello everyone and happy Monday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. I hope you all had a fabulous weekend wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your afternoon here. Now, we have quite a bit to jump into this afternoon, so I say without further ado, let's go ahead and start things off. And let's begin here in North Alabama, where the Department of Public Health today announced the state's first case of measles since 2002. Now, state officials say an unvaccinated child under the age of 5 living in North Alabama was confirmed to have the measles. The child contracted it while traveling out of the United States. Now, according to state officials, the child did not attend daycare or school, and entities involved in the treatment of the patient have been notified. The siblings of the child have been vaccinated and have not had any symptoms of the measles at this time. Now, state health officials urge people to get vaccinated. If exposed, unvaccinated people have a 90% chance of becoming infected, and infected people can spread the disease for several days before showing symptoms. Measles spread when people breathe in or have contact with virus-infected fluid. It can pass through droplets sprayed into the air when someone infected sneezes or coughs. No specific antiviral drug is available to treat the measles. Now, doctors often recommend plenty of fluid, rest, and a non-aspirin fever medicine, such as ibuprofen. But now, moving over to DeKalb County, where one of the women charged with the murder of a DeKalb County woman in 2021 pled guilty this morning. Jessie Kelly, that's who you're seeing on screen, she was charged with capital murder after she and her mother, Loretta Carr, were accused of pushing Mary Elizabeth Isbell off a cliff in 2021. Since the two's arrest, Kelly has fought for youthful offender status since she was 20 years old at the time of the crime. She was denied. Kelly's trial was set to begin today, but instead she entered a guilty plea. According to the plea agreement, Kelly pled guilty to a lesser charge of murder. Kelly was sentenced to 40 years in prison, and she is expected to testify against her mother, who is set to go on trial in December. But now let's talk about the weather. Not quite as hot this week, certainly a bit refreshing out there now in late August. Let's turn over to 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis for what else to expect. Brad?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We've got some beautiful weather around here. The tropics are getting more active, but nothing threatening the U.S. mainland. And we don't have any rain here yet. We may have a few spotty showers very early tomorrow morning. There's a secondary front coming in, and that one is bringing in even cooler air than we have out there right now. 82, and normal high is 90 this time of year, and we're going to stay about 10 degrees below normal for the rest of the work week. Here are the rest of those numbers. A lot of upper 70s just after 3 o'clock this Monday afternoon as we wonder where the weekend went. Went by quick, didn't it? Here's your grilling forecast. Dry weather, perfect weather out there by 8 o'clock. We're already in the 70s. I mentioned the last week how we'd have a lot of really nice patio weather nights, and today's just the beginning of that. In fact, last evening wasn't bad either. Here's your 10-day forecast. 79 tomorrow, 81 Wednesday. Wednesday starting off, maybe some upper 40s out there. Model guidance is kind of a little bullish on that. 53 is what we're going to go for. 58 Thursday morning. Now Thursday, I think we're going to have some scattered showers, more clouds, and that keeps us in the upper 70s. Friday looks good for high school football too. A high of 81, and your Labor Day weekend looks good. But if you're traveling south, at some point you run into better rain chances from Birmingham to the Gulf Coast.
Whew, I could definitely get used to that, no doubt about it. Thanks, Brad. And also, I say it every day, don't forget Weather Extra. That is tonight at 9:30. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis, he'll be back here in the 48 Now Center, and he'll have all the latest that he's seeing on the radar. But yes, super excited for a bit of a cool off. Not too much of a cool off, but definitely makes a difference without a doubt. But now moving out to Tuscumbia, where a student of Deshler High School was severely injured early last week. He is now in a Birmingham hospital, and so many unanswered questions remain on how he got there to begin with. 48's Noah Cowell with the latest.
August's stepdad and mom posted on social media that their son received CPR before being airlifted to Birmingham on Tuesday. He sustained multiple skull fractures and facial fractures and wasn't conscious for 2 days.
I was shocked. I just didn't want to believe that it was August. I was like, no way.
One sophomore I spoke with says August is like a brother to her and had such a big impact on her and so many others. She's relieved to hear August will be okay, but can't imagine who would want to hurt such a great kid.
Everybody loves August. August is the type of person, if you need something, he's got you. If you need $1 in the lunch line and you don't have it, oh, here's $2. Go buy you a drink. He's that kid, that everybody should want to be friends with.
August's biological father, Jason, says he hasn't gotten a straight answer on what happened that day. He says some people told him August fell downstairs, and others say he was attacked by another student. He took his concerns to Tuscumbia police, who then started an investigation.
He came to us claiming that there was some intent to cause harm to his son, but we have no evidence to that point at this time. We've not interviewed the student because of his medical issues. As soon as we can talk to him, he'll clarify a lot.
And I certainly wish him the speediest of recoveries. But now we're going to head to break. But coming up, a shooting on University Drive in Huntsville over the weekend, how tariffs are helping North Alabama tomato farmers, and an awesome story you're just not going to want to miss. It's all ahead. I'll be right back in 1 minute. Well, hello and welcome back to Before the Four. Now, shocking footage we received over the weekend shows one person was injured in a Huntsville shooting on University Drive Saturday. Noah Cowell with the details and the video.
Y'all stay to this side, stay to this side.
The urgent warning of one of the witnesses inside a nearby store before this. The man fired several gunshots at the victim, hitting him once in the leg. We've decided not to show the moment the victim is hit and falls in the parking lot, but as you can see here, the victim was able to get on his feet and limp into a waiting car. Huntsville police say that victim was taken to the hospital and will survive. After the first shots were fired, someone returned fire, hitting the door of the clothing store that the suspect re-entered. Several shots were also fired through this cell phone store next door.
Stay, come on.
Here's a closer look at one of the windows breaking. One customer claims he heard a bullet go over his head. A store employee says he never thought he'd go through something like this, and when he heard the shots, he immediately thought of those around him.
I was worried about my customer. I just told him come in inside the store, to the back of the store. That way nobody gets hurt. A lot of things going on in your heads. I have kids. I don't know if I can't see them after this May. If something happened to me, so what's gonna happen to my kids and my family? That was very, very scary moments.
Well, now let's talk about tomato farmers here in North Alabama. With a tariff on foreign tomatoes here in the U.S., North Alabama farmers and business owners say they're seeing an uptick in customers. 48's Claudia Peppenhorst with more.
Tomatoes is one of my best sellers.
If there's one thing Champion Farms in Falkville has perfected, it's tomatoes. Traditional, heirloom, yellow, and green, you name it, they've got it.
A lot of tomatoes.
But tomato farmers have been faced with a challenge for decades: pricing. The Trump administration reported that a years-long trade agreement between the U.S. and Mexico has been hurting American farmers, many of them not able to compete with Mexico's prices on tomatoes. Something Robert Champion, owner of Champion Farms, wholeheartedly agrees with.
In the long run, it's actually going to start helping us local growers out, because maybe the supermarkets can start buying our stuff that we grow here in America just as cheap as they can in other countries.
A 17% tariff on Mexican-grown tomatoes took effect on July 14th. Now, just over a month later, Champion says he's already seeing a difference in his business.
I think more people are starting to come to the market now and buying more local, fresh produce.
He's seen a big boost in business this summer, and many of his customers say they are now looking to buy local, fresh produce. Champion added that there's another benefit to buying from your neighborhood farmer.
Buying from a local farmer, you can't get no better fruit and vegetables than that.
Even though the tides are changing for these farmers,
No, it's not going to happen overnight. You know, we all know that.
Champion says it's going to take several years for them to truly see a difference. But when that happens, he added that it will be a relief for his future and his entire family.
I have no retirement. Well, you have to do this for a living, and that's what me and my wife choose, and that's what we do. We have no retirement coming in, and we work every day. And then, like I said, I'm hoping one day, you know, I can maybe leave it to my grandkids.
That's right, and let me tell you, there is nothing like some homegrown local tomatoes, especially in the summertime on a hot summer day. You put it on some bread, you put some mayo on it, and that is a wonderful summer meal right there. A tomato sandwich, cannot go wrong with that. But now, Week 0 just wrapped up in some Tennessee Valley High School football, and now it's time for Week 1. Our 48 game of the week this week, the Black Bears of Austin taking on the Decatur Red Raiders. A little city rivalry. This one is always exciting. One here in the Decatur community. Both squads stand 0-1 and are looking to get their first win of the season. And of course, 48's Carl Prather and Kaylee Tinkelstad will be at the game this Friday night, bringing you all the latest. You're just not going to want to miss it. Love some high school football without a doubt. But now check this out. Cancer can take a toll on the body, but one woman isn't just surviving. On today's Good Side, Brianna Shaw tells us how she's inspiring others to heal through handmade hats. Let's take a look.
I'm 82, and I just thank God I've made it this far.
In 2021, Karna Bentley was diagnosed with vulvar cancer.
I've had to face fear. I've had to face, uncertainty.
Her cancer returned 3 times. Now she's at Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare's rehab center recovering from her 4th major surgery.
This is my 4th time here. Baby, you've done this. And I'm still going. And I plan on keeping going as long as the Lord lets me.
Bentley says in her hometown in South Georgia, she couldn't get the care she needed, so she started coming to TMH, where she found more than just medical support.
So many of the ladies that have lost their hair and kind of sad, and some are really upset. I want them to feel some joy in their life, and realize, this is not the end of the world.
To help, she picked up her crochet needles and started making hats for patients. She's made over 30 and donated several to TMH's Cancer Center.
They are so thrilled that anybody out there was thinking of them. Lots of oohs and ahs, but mostly smiles and gratitude.
Nurse manager Jennifer Roberts is a cancer survivor herself. She says the impact of losing your hair to chemo is something that stays with you, but small acts of kindness can make a big difference.
Sometimes all it takes is just to being able to cover your head. Not only does it help your body image, but it also makes you more comfortable in the freezing cold that is our infusion unit.
For Bentley, each stitch carries hope, joy, and comfort.
All of a sudden it hits you, you know, that you've given some joy to somebody with something you've done.
That is such an incredible story there, so inspiring. And that is the perfect story for your Monday afternoon to end it off with, without a doubt. But now we do have Facebook fun today. Our 48 Facebook question: what is your go-to meal at a restaurant? And let's see what you all had to say. What is your go-to meal? Typically when I'm going out to restaurants, I'm trying to get a burger. Burgers are always a good one for me on any kind of menu. Typically getting a burger, or I might get a burrito. Two of my favorite foods there, burgers and burritos. But let's see what you all had to say. What is your go-to meal at a restaurant? Willie Butler, he said wings. Gotta love some wings. What is your favorite place to eat wings at, Willie? I want to know. Let me have some recommendations. I hear A-Town Wings is really good, not too far from our station. Nita, she said chicken or salad. Hey, can't go wrong with chicken and salad. No matter how you like your chicken, it is always good. I've never had chicken I don't like, I don't think. Melody said seafood and pasta. Do we have any seafood lovers here watching Before the Four this afternoon? Let me know. And then Russ said, usually the cheapest thing on the menu. And you know, there's something about the cheapest thing on the menu. It just tastes a bit better than something a bit more expensive. I don't know about you all, but once you have to pay for something, it doesn't taste as good as when you're getting it free. There's just something about it, I don't know. But anyway, thank you all for commenting on today's 48 Facebook question. Greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your weekend, or not weekend, rest of your week. I'll see you all tomorrow. Enjoy tonight's evening newscast, and as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.